guys, it's Anthony Chancemuth on day 70 of my 90-day challenge. I've been a little AWOL for the last few days, or last week, I guess, mainly because I've kind of been in hibernation and really just spending some time with myself to really understand what feelings have been coming up for me, what's been going on around this particular festive season, or Christmas and people getting together for parties and celebration, and lots of people with their families and their loved ones and all of that, and festive tidings. And I really spent most of the last few days just on my own, and just having an opportunity to experience, I guess, the feeling of loneliness and being alone, and discovering how, almost discovering the pressure that comes with this time of year. And a question that came up this morning in my coaching session is, with my coach, is why is it that I feel so much more alone on this one day of the year than any other day where I'm on my own, and that's really interesting to observe that and to then work through it. And I wrote a blog post about my Christmas Eve experience, so I'll link to that down below so you can have a read of it. And then I discovered, by sharing that and sharing what I was going through, that there were other people that were also going through a similar experience. And that was really interesting, because here I am thinking, I'm all alone and this is me being, in isolation or whatever, and everyone else is having fun. And then I got some feedback from specific people saying, well, actually they were, I was going through the same thing, so I'm glad that you wrote that, because we aren't alone, and that's kind of the interesting experience, or interesting learning I got out of that. And another thing that I really just more a reflection of today and the coaching session was being, something was made conscious that was unconscious, and it's this. I was asked, sort of what challenges I'm facing right now, or I'm going through, and what's really stopping me from moving forward with these great plans and wishes that I have. And how I replied was I basically externalized the solution. So it was kind of like, well, I feel like I need this person in my life, or I feel like I need, or I want, a mentor, and something that was outside of my control, outside of me. And when from a theoretical and also from a coaching understanding, I know that it's actually everything that I ever need is actually inside. So I get that intellectually, and then it's interesting as a pattern to be able to say, to be reflected, my coach reflected back to me, or observe how you externalize and you put it out there. And it's actually something that's very common with a lot of people, and it's why coaches also need coaches. We always need someone else to bounce our ideas off and our feelings, and to get an outside perspective on what's going on for us, right? So that was really sort of a big aha and a big moment for me today. So that was really cool. And then to go deeper into that, what's going on for me also appears in the people that are around me, and I see that sort of in my clients, it manifests in them. And so, one thing my coach said was, it's when you help those people resolve those issues within them, that's when it's resolved within yourself. And I can see how that applies, and how that makes sense, right? It makes sense, because your clients, or what I've come to learn is, my clients are a reflection of me, as I am a reflection of them. And so when I'm able to help them work through that part of themselves, I actually have to do that for me too. There's a part of me, know, that they reflect. And this actually happens in partnerships and in relationships, romantic relationships. It happens in business partnerships as well. And you know, where it's the whole idea of everyone is a mirror of you, and they highlight to you certain things that you're either disowning within yourself or that you haven't resolved. And so they basically bring it up for you and go, here it is. And so by working on it with them, you're actually helping yourself heal that stuff and move through it. So that's the insight of today, the idea that the world is a reflection, and the people in our lives are reflecting back to us. So here's my question to you. You know, what's going on for you? What is appearing in your world, in your reality right now that's challenging, or that, you know, that maybe deep down you're trying to avoid, and whatever that is for you, you know, take a long hard look at that and then work on how do you go about addressing that and resolving that, because that's what they're there for. If we start to see everyone that appears in every obstacle and challenge as a gift, because that's really what it is, then it puts a different spin on things, and we can actually approach it from a different angle. So that's it from me. Wishing you a happy New Year. You know, if you could have a happy Festivus, Christmas, whatever you want to call it, and really take this time to really reflect on your 2013 and start looking at what 2014 is going to be for you. Okay, so I would love for you to write some comments or you know, just some ideas that you have right now below, and then continue this conversation if you choose to. If not, that's cool too. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video. And thanks for following. It's been an honor and a pleasure for me to share myself in this way and to have engagement and feedback from everyone that's been watching in different ways. All right, I'll see you later.